banger of finals for MSO. I recommend the VODs if you did miss out on it. And we were able to crown our champion. Because of that, we missed out on Team Vitality versus Mystery Gaming, or Mystery All Gamers. We will put that broadcast aside. We'll be catching up via replays another day. Instead, we are here live casting the second match of the evening, live casting Psystorm Na'Vi versus Starlight Twinkle. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, oh my god, predictions are open, and we're jumping right in the top left hand corner. We have Krystianer for Starlight Twinkle, and in the bottom right we have Gerald for Psystorm Na'Vi. Here we go, just making sure that, yep, there we go, the predictions are looking solid, so best of luck in the chat. As a reminder, it's a best of two format, so you have three options here, either 2-0 in either direction or a 1-1 score. When it comes to the previous match, when it comes to Vitality versus Mystery All Gamers, I suggest, you know, holding back on any spoilers of that series. Again, we'll be catching up in a couple of days on that previous match. But here we are with our first best of two of this best of 7 series. Again, when it comes to the format, of course, it is a best of 7 overall, constructed by all these best of 2s, and a potential best of 1 ace match at the end of the series. Oh boy. We are settling into the tried and true Polish on Polish action here. Krystianer and Gerald, they face off many times in online weekly tournaments, in events like our own, like Sparkling Tuna Cup, like the ESL Open Cups, OSC events as well. Plenty of events out there, plenty of history between these two players. They both rose through the ranks almost in unison, and they're both at the upper echelons of the European region. Not quite at the level of your Showtime, your MaxPax, and your Skillus, but right under those three players, you have players like Krystianer and Gerald. Now, historically, or at least in recent history, Krystianer has been getting the better of Gerald. Krystianer has been having the slight edge over Gerald, and some would even say, I think he's even ranked on a league like top 4 Protoss in the EU at the moment. Top four just underneath Skillus, Showtime, and MaxPax I just mentioned. But again, Gerald does threaten him from time to time, and in a best of 2, in a PvP, anything can happen. Anything is possible. For the time being, 2-gate openers. It's going to be a 2-gate opener out of Krystianer, 2-gate opener out of Gerald. We have double adept here from our blue Protoss player, so a bit of a more aggressive start from Krystianer, double stalker out of Gerald. The way this dynamic works, ideally the two adepts, they bypass the stalkers, they get across the map, they can threaten the mineral line, they can threaten the workers of Gerald. Meanwhile, Gerald, with the double stalker, can shut down those adepts, can keep up, can shut them down, will win in a head-to-head fight, and can pick them apart one after the other. We'll see if we can keep up, we'll see if we can catch the adepts, or if they bypass the main army. Ooh, as we are doubling down, that is not just a double adept opener. It's going to be a quadruple adept opener. There's a 3rd and 4th adept on the way behind this, and we also have a Stargate as a follow-up as well. Both players actually opening Stargate. Okay, so this means that both Gerald and Krystianer, they delay their expansions. Speaking of a delayed expansion, Gerald is doubling down, going for the cyber block on the low ground that will scout the initial double adept, and it does keep them busy as well. Really nicely done here by Gerald. He does confirm the opener. He does delay the push. I think he might, I don't think he saw the additional adepts yet, but he soon will. As I say that though, Gerald is going to have to get the hell out of here. 4 adepts, they will be able to overwhelm these initial stalkers. Yeah, they have to recall the hell out of here. We have overextended, and the Stalker will escape. Does take a bit of hull damage, will get away in time. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Jadolf. Oh my god, Papi. God. Big shout out. Congratulations, Papi. Congratulations to Jadolf, as he is our reigning MSO champion, I believe for the first time. So congratulations, Papi. You played well, you played amazingly, and I hope to see you in future MSOs to try to hold on to your crown and hold on to your title. Wish you the best. Wish you the best, Papi. GG, GG. For those that are tuning in, of course, we are going over World Team League. WTL is currently live, and we are going over our second series of the night, our second broadcast, our second of 3. After WTL, after World Team League, we have the Wardy TV Summer Bash. Wardy is unavailable this weekend. That's also why Wardy is not casting this event live, WTL I mean. And Wardy did reach out and ask if we could cover the group stage, if we could cover a group of the Wardy TV Summer Bash. And as soon as he said anything, I was like, yo, we're always ready to cast. Papi, say no. He's like, yo, can you say no more? Say I'll cast, Matthew, of course. Aye. As the Oracle does get across the map, 3 probes going to be going down. Not bad here, especially with a slow warp in to defend. The Oracle will escape. Nice damage dealt so far by Krystianer. Meanwhile, behind this, Krystianer, he sneaks out with a, I was going to say third base. That is his unnatural natural because of the Cyber Core block. Big delay there on the expansion for Krystianer. Massive delay there on Krystianer. Meanwhile, we have the Oracle of Gerald moving up, but Krystianer's in position. He already scattered. He already confirmed the tech of choice. Ooh. And the Oracle takes a lot of damage. Doesn't get any worker kills yet. Likewise, Krystianer has to get the hell out of there. One-handed. Oh my god. Krystianer. He's he's like cleaning his monitor or something. There we go. Oh, good. One-handed, Pop. One-handed. He will be able to come out slightly ahead here in the overall economic trades. You can see that reflected now in the economy. In the worker count, Krystianer has a 6 probe lead compared to Gerald. So a nice economic advantage here for Krystianer. But from the side of Gerald, interesting. He's going to be doubling down. He's going for a Phoenix. Phoenix ideally is designed to shut down this Oracle. I'm curious if we invest into a 2nd and 3rd Phoenix, as for now it is on the way and should be shutting down that Oracle. Yeah, the Oracle's going to be caught out. Meanwhile, the double Oracle of Gerald heads for the natural base. Heads for the unnatural natural. No shield, but our Stalkers are busy. Stalkers are otherwise preoccupied. We get 9 probe kills. Oh my god. We get 9. We get 10 probe kills here at the 3rd base. We're at the natural. Ay. Suddenly that worker lead that Krystianer once had, not there anymore. Not there anymore, papi. Ay. I can't go with the chat. Like, you had me at the can you? I'm like, wait. I'm like, shh, Woody. Enough words. I know what you want. It's fine. You can have it. you can have my casting. Let's go. Ay. You're an animal, Papi. You're an animal. As behind this, we do have a Gerald. It's going to be threatening a dive into the main base. Let's have high ground vision. We can see that Krystianer's in position, though, and Gerald does confirm. So Gerald wisely does back off. He backs off. He does retreat. We can see Krystianer doubling down with some stasis traps. And thankfully, Gerald is going to rotate over towards the 3rd base, likewise taking his own 3rd instead. It's going to be on location. Meanwhile, does end up out-positioning Krystianer. Yeah, Krystianer heavily out of position, does rotate over the base, taking a lot of damage, a lot of hits, and can the base go down? Oh, it's close. That Nexus, it's very close to going down, very vulnerable to another dive quite like that. Krystianer has to be that much more on point, has to make sure he leaves some units in position, otherwise that could be a dead base. So Krystianer, he's up against the wall, he's defending. Again, both players are expanding, both players are taking their 3rd bases. Economically, the worker counts are quite similar to each other here at this point. We are able to stabilize in the economy at least, but Gerald is still shocking around. Bearing in mind, there is that stasis trap lying in wait. Ooh, and does catch a good chunk of those Stalkers. Around half the Stalkers do get caught out, but we still depower that pylon. We depower the gateways. And Krystianer's rotation is going to be a little bit late. It's going to be a little bit delayed. We're going to be able to get the hell out of there. And Gerald, again, he wants that Nexus and even catches the Oracle. Oracle does go down. Oracle does at least spot and confirm the army. Gerald does go for that 3rd base location. Still not fully topped up with their shields. And we have the overcharge. We have the overcharge. We'll hold our own. Krystianer is holding behind this, building up towards a Stalker Immortal-based army. Both players are taking up into +1. Both players are taking up into charge. Honestly, really similar unit compositions here between Gerald and Krystianer. Krystianer will have the Immortal advantage, that is true. He does have, I believe, 2 Immortals and may even further invest into additional Immortal production. But Immortals aren't the most mobile of armies, and we can see that once again, Gerald, he picks off the pylon for a 2nd time. That's a kill, another cancel on the pylon. Meanwhile, he's going for the forge. Ooh, a bit ambitious here. Looks like we will respect the army. Stasis is spotted. Krystianer will not get baited, and Krystianer does defend. Does defend for the time being. And soon Krystianer will break out. And what I'm most concerned about is that breakout. I said like, oh yo, just 2 Immortals. It's 3. 3 Immortals. We're about to have 4 Immortals as well. That's a hefty army that Krystianer is working with. Again, these key units are something that Gerald doesn't really have of his own. He will have some Chargels and some Immortals. Sorry, some Chargels and some Archons available soon. But Krystianer should be pushing before that does occur. Before Gerald can really embrace that kind of higher form of tech. I mean, we'll see. It's going to be close. It's going to be close here. As Gerald is taking his 4th base. Again, he's taking into those Archons. The Prism is on the way. I imagine once the Prism does arrive, the Krystianer will be breaking out. So before that happens, Gerald, he once again, he kills the pylon for the 3rd time. Yeah. For the third time, the pylon does go down. Ooh, we do get a surround. Those stalkers are getting picked off. Gerald, he is going to bleed out quite a bit of supply here. And as he gets cleaned up, I am concerned about that counterattack. And speaking of, here it is. Immortals are moving out. +1 about to kick in. And yes, Gerald does have a lead with +2, but +2 may not be a factor, may not come to play. As Krystianer, he breaks out, he's sending everything across the map. And now the pressure is on Gerald. Can he hold? Can he survive this? Again, we do have the Mass Immortal that's going to work amazingly when it comes to target firing Stalkers and target firing the Archons. Meanwhile, the Archons have a lot of work to do to buffer for Gerald's army, to take down the Zealots if possible. We'll see. See how this all comes together. Army supplies are quite similar, but the compositions, that's where we have quite a difference. As Gerald is relying a lot on those charge lots coming in for a surround. It does start to collapse on the army. Krystianer, he will back off, will retreat. Rotating around, trying to find a better angle of attack. Doesn't want to get caught out. Rotates over towards the 4th. Gerald, he keeps up. Also in position. And again, we only have the 2 Archons for Krystianer. Likewise, they have a lot of work to do as we are mainly relying on those Zealots. Speaking of stasis, did catch a few of them. Meanwhile, we're collapsing on the base. Gerald late to rotate. Yeah, he's a little bit late to respond. Zealots, they get into the mineral line. Immortal's going to be pulling back, and Gerald, yeah, just a really awkward fight here. The SimCity working against Gerald. The concave, it's too good for Krystianer. He takes an insane fight, and he's breaking through. He's breaking through the Zealots. He's getting on top of those Archons. Immortals, likewise, they pull back, and Krystianer is snowballing out of control. Gerald, he's barely holding on, but the Zealots have all been cleaned up, and now we can get on top of the Stalkers. Krystianer, looks like he has done it again. I was most concerned about this eventual breakout. GG gets called, and Krystianer will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Krystianer will take a lead here in the series. Again, even though Gerald was doing a great job at keeping Krystianer busy, at picking up pylons, at threatening bases, Gerald wasn't getting any major damage when it came to the economy or to the main army, and Krystianer was building up towards that 4 Immortal move-outs. That's a hefty amount of Immortals, and again, we saw there that Gerald was mainly relying on a mineral-heavy composition with Mass Zealot, and Zealot is a melee-based unit composition, and with that SimCity at that 3rd base, like the Zealots, they could barely get any surface area on Krystianer. The Stasis Trap working against Gerald there as it created a choke point, and it just funneled those Zealots into their deaths, into the Archons, into the army, into the concave of Krystianer. GG. GG, well played. Krystianer takes the lead, and now we're getting ready for game number 2. Gonna be loading in to Dynasty. Oh boy. An interesting map choice. As a reminder, the format here is loser's pick. It is loser's pick, so Gerald, his map of choice is Dynasty, has a pocket goal base that we can embrace later on. Likewise, has some interesting attack pods as well. I'm curious as to the plan of Gerald. I'm curious how he wants to spice things up. We can see here, Gerald's a little bit stressed out. He wasn't too happy about that first game, and Gerald has been known to be a bit of an emotional player, but hopefully he can bring it back here. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have Krystianer for Starlight Twinkle. And in the bottom left, we have Gerald for Psystorm Na'vi. Here we go. We'll see if Gerald has anything crazy in store for us, like a hidden proxy, some hidden tech. We have seen Gerald really flex his PvP prowess, specifically in the mid game. If you remember, I mean, we've casted Gerald plenty of times here over the course of the past couple of years. But Gerald, he does thrive heavily in the mid game when your opponent's on 3 to 4 bases with DT and Zealot harass. We've seen Gerald pull players like Krystianer apart left and right with just non-stop aggression, non-stop harassment, not just with the big stalkers, but also with chargers and DTs. We'll see if Gerald can get to that game state. We'll see if he can actually stabilize and, embrace that more aggressive style once he's solid back at home. Catching up in the chat. The Polish Protoss is against each other. Oh, the Civil War, Pat. The Civil War. That's the first time he didn't call you a filthy mech player. I mean, I could. I mean, if you want me to, I can, Papi. Yeah. True, Jadoff, the MSO champion, and also a filthy mech enjoyer. But I didn't bring it up because, unless I missed it, unless I'm mistaken, I don't believe Jadoff, I don't believe he embraced any kind of dark mech builds in that finals. I don't think mech was really involved. It looked like Jadoff, there's a reason why it went all the way to the ace match, and the reason why it looked close. It is because Jadoff did hold back and did not make it happen. We all know that once he does, like, I mean, who can stop him? No one, man. No one. Ah. Cyril equivalent. Hey. Hey. This is Tuna Cup or WTL. If you, it's WTL. It's on the overlays. It's on the title. What do you want from me? It's World Team. Tuna Cup is tomorrow. Sunday, puppy. Sunday is Tuna Cup. Sunday. Shaking my head. Alright, we're settling in. We are going to be settling into game number 2 here, and for the time being, we do see a 2-gate opener from our 2 players. It's going to be Stalker Sentry out of Krystianer, standard opener from our blue Protoss player. Meanwhile, Gerald doubling down, opening up double Stalker once again, ideally hoping to catch out the Adepts, hoping to try to catch out any stray Sentry as well. Gerald will have the DPS advantage, and interesting, is he even moving out towards that gold location? Nothing quite there yet, though. Oh, the World of Tuna Cup. Ah, let's go. Ryang was playing earlier, true. Ryang was playing earlier. As Gerald has arrived, but by now we have additional units, so Gerald has to respect this, has to back off. Again, you can see Gerald, he is checking for that goal base. Likewise, Gerald, he's also known for throwing down proxy pylons to warp in directly into the pocket base as well. Speaking of, I believe the probe is designed to set it down, and there it is. Pylon is on the way. Pylon has been thrown down at the gold mineral line of Krystianer, and again, that does allow Gerald to warp in over the wall and right into the main base of Krystianer. This is a bit of an iconic move here for Gerald. He does enjoy this quite a bit. He's known for it. I'm sure Krystianer is aware, and I hope that he will check. Hope he will eventually come across that pylon. But now he's moving out across the map. Oh, shield battery, that's going to be killed. We do force a cancel on the low ground as well. That's a massive denial here. Gerald stuck on number ace. Oh, and you can see Gerald, he's not happy about that on the cams. Not like this. Yeah, a little bit frustrated there, and Gerald forced to expand at the goal base location. Will warp in Adepts across the map, but Stalkers, they are in position. They're ready for this. As I say that, probes are going down. Ooh, that's going to be 4 dead workers. Likewise, Krystianer trying to force his way up the ramp. Did I say 4 dead workers? We're getting up to 5, almost up to 6. Yeah, 5 workers go down, but Krystianer, he's pushing his way up into the main base. We catch another Stalker as well. Stalker's going down. Things are looking a little bit bleak here for Gerald. Even going for the pylon. The pylon's going to fall. We depower the gateways. Boys are being pulled in a moment of desperation, and Krystianer, he's popping up. And he gets another Stalker, and even more. Here come the reinforcements. Krystianer snowballing out of control. Catches out some more workers on the low ground as well. Oh, I mean, Gerald, sure, he has the goal base on the way, but it's not even done, and I don't think we can get it saturated. It's not going to happen. Not anymore. We do have a force field just in time. We do force field the ramp. That's going to be keeping Krystianer at bay. We're buying some precious time right now to try to warp in, to try to reinforce, but we're out of force fields. Yeah, we're out of force fields, and there's nothing to stop Krystianer. He just waddles into the main base, past the pros, past the army, into the gold. And he's came to the gold base mineral line as well, ensuring that there is no economy, there is no mining. Yeah, Gerald, he's trying to hold on, but it's an uphill battle. He's down in Stalkers, down in army, and down in economy. In a mirror matchup, it's that much more difficult to come back. I spoke earlier how Gerald, he really thrives in the mid-game, but we're not even going to get there. We're not even going to get to the mid-game as we have control of the goal base. Pylon goes down, and Nexus under fire. Man. Gerald showing his frustrations on cams as well. Now, Gerald will eventually deal with this army. He will eventually clean this up, true. But he's still so far behind. Blink coming into play. Let's go. Does avoid those shots. Does preserve those Stalkers. Krystianer pulls back to the safety of these 2 Immortals. Oh my god! Yeah, the Immortals, they have arrived. They're going for the Nexus. They're gonna get it. No shot. The base goes down. Stalkers, Immortals, they hold their ground as well. They take down some Stalkers. Now Gerald can try to chase this, and he will, but it's gonna come at a cost. It's gonna come at a cost here. As the Immortal does stand strong, GG gets called, and Krystianer, he takes the 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Krystianer, he will take a 2-0 here. A strong lead for his team. A strong lead for Starlight Twinkle. Now, in saying that, I will say that Krystianer is, I would go as far as to say he's the ace player. He's the ace player of Starlight Twinkle, so he starts off with a 2-0, a strong start for his team. But now here come the heavy hitters of Systrom Na'Vi. Up next, we have Cham versus Spirit, and Wayne versus MaxPax. Spirit and MaxPax, they are some of the best players in Europe. Spirit, he's top 3, arguably top 2 Terran in Europe. MaxPax, number 1 Protoss in Europe, arguably number 1 in the world as well. I mean, Hero has been cooking. But yeah, for now, we're just getting our players ready. Of course, this is going to be our final beach towel, as Cham is a little bit absent at the moment, as our players are settling in. As for now, game 1 is to commit a little bit extra to making the noodles. But here we go, we're jumping in and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. We have Cham for Starlight Twinkle. And in the top right, we have a Spirit for Systrom Na'Vi. Here we go. I just realized if you put something or someone on fire, you light it up. Oh no. I gonna need you to calm down, Papi. I mean, oh no. I don't like this. Yo, I saw you plaguing the chat earlier during MSO with your puns. I noticed. Ahí está. And so now we are going to be settling in. I did speak earlier about how aggressive and how unorthodox Cham can be, and I stand by that. But here in the early game, going to be a standard opener. It's going to be a hatch gas pool at a Cham to kick things off. Likewise, we have a Spirit opening up with a Rax expand as well. Spirit has been known to cut corners and go for a CC first. He has done that in the past. I appreciate that he's not doing that here against Cham, just in case. Oh. Alright, this is what Cham does. As Cham is going hatch pool gas, a slightly different variation of opener, but nothing too crazy here from Cham. Just what he goes for. Moving out his Overlord across the map, trying to scout for any kind of crazy proxy shenanigans. We have seen Spirit spice things up from time to time, but it's very rare. It's very rare for Spirit to go for all-ins and to shake things up too much. I mean, I'm always reminded of his finals versus a laser during the House Galactic battle at the start of the year, or even last year, where Spirit did go for, like, you know, 2-port BC opener into mech, and where he cheesed, and where he went for like a 4x 2-base all-in. Like Spirit, he was wild that day. And he clowned all over a laser. Like, it was impressive, very impressive, but very unlike Spirit, and we rarely get to see that side of him. So I don't expect that here. I don't expect too many shenanigans out of Spirit in this best of 2. Don't expect it. For now, the Reaper's moving out across the map, is going to get eyes on the hatchery on the low ground. Can't chip away at those drones. Lings are ready. Queen is on the way. And so far, Cham does micro well. Pulls away, keeping that drone alive. Oh my. I spoke too soon as one drone goes down. Barely not there in time to morph in that gas geyser. And with that, a very strong start for Spirit. Very strong start, gets 1 drone kill. Reaper is still alive, is going to dip back into the natural. Queen is a little bit further out, and we may even catch another drone. Drone's under fire. Ooh, we do morph in that Spore. Cham this time real quick to morph that in. It doesn't want to lose another worker. Back at home, Spirit going for a 3rd CC before Starport. It's a very economic opener here out of Spirit, but has done quite well so far with this Reaper, and will keep it alive, will dip away. And the curious thing about this follow-up here, though, is the Spirit going to go, is he going to go 3cc into Banshee or 3cc Liberator instead? What kind of variation is going to be going for? How aggressive is he going to be as the follow-up? Now Reaper dipping in, gets some hits off on that Ling. Ling does survive, Reaper gets the hell out of there. And we do have the tech lab on the racks, so we should be setting up for the add-on soul for Banshee production. We'll catch a glimpse of that, I'm sure, in the coming seconds. And there it is. We do have the add-on soul. You can see in the production tab, Banshee is on the way. So it's going to be Hellion Banshee as the follow-up. It's going to be ideal against Roach-based play, which I think is really smart. Cham does like to embrace Roach production quite often in this matchup. So just really safe play here by Spirit. Nothing too out of the norm. Meanwhile, Hellions, they go for the dive. Oh, they get 3 drone kills here at the natural, and they almost, oh, they get a 4th. 4 drones for 2 Hellions. Not a bad trade here for Spirit. Bearing in mind he has more Hellions where that came from. A Reaper dips in and gets, oh, not quite another drone. There we go. Lings are in position. We shut down the Reaper. Nicely done there at a Cham, but the Hellions have still done well for themselves. And we're not done. We have more Hellions on the way. We have Cloak being reached, our second Banshee as well. Spirit's about to move out with his Hellion Banshee. Meanwhile, Cham trying to keep up, still droning, going for the lair. Is going to be a lair first, so Cham is playing safe. He's not rushing into double Evo chamber. He's not rushing into upgrades. This could mean that Cham may even skip some tech and may take extra gases and go Ling into Muta. I'm not ruling that out, but there we go. We have a Baleen Nest now on the way. Okay, we're good. Baleen Nest is on the way. We are taking 4 gases, which is quite a bit, but that should just be enough to facilitate the upgrades for the double Evo chamber. Assuming they're on the way. There we go. Double Evo chambers on the way. If it was Spire, we would typically delay those Evo chambers and skip them and throw down a Spire instead once the layer is done. So it's just going to be Ling Bane for now. Just Ling Bane for Cham. 4th base has been thrown down. Never mind. So I guess being a little bit skeptical was a good thing here. I was like, is he going Mute? Is he going Spire? I was thrown off by the double Evo chamber, but yes, it is going to be the Spire. Now, the downside of going for a Spire in this manner is that we are spending gas elsewhere. We're spending gas on Evo chamber upgrades, and that is going to delay how many mutas we can really amass. Which is why usually we skip the double Evo chamber. Or we delay it, I should say. But the upgrading Evo chamber is revealed to the Hellions, so that is going to help hide the build. Hellions go for a dive. They get 6 drone kills already. Oh my god. 6 drones go down. Banshees, they were putting in a lot of work as well, but the tech structure has been hidden. And what I appreciate, even though it was double Evo chamber, we only have +1 carapace on the way. We did not begin +1 melee, intentionally so. I mentioned before that I was concerned about the lack of gas that Cham was going to have, and that the upgrades would eat into that gas, and that is the case, which is why Cham did not go for the melee upgrade. Here we go, the Spire is about to finish, so far unscattered, so far so good. Oh, we catch out the Hellions! Yeah, the Hellions, they get cleaned up, but Spirit is going for his push, and I'm concerned because mutas do not do too well defensively. They do amazingly harassing across the map, getting into mineral lines, picking away at some reinforcements, and catching stray units, that is true, but against a mass bio ball, I mean, that's what we need Ling Bane. Banelings are on the way. We have 9 mutas in production. Jamie checks for the 4th on the right-hand side, does not find anything, does not find a way in. 4 CC now on the way, and the Marines, they clear up a lot of creep. And Spirit is going to be able to push forward. You can see his tanks repositioning at the same time we're trying to catch out the army. We're trying to, but yeah, these tumors are going to be shut down. Morling Bay Muta still amassing. +1 carapace is done, so is Bailing Speed. These mutas have to be so very careful here. We don't want to throw any muta away. We're still amassing Morling Bane. And Cham, he's up against the wall right now. Bleeds out a queen, and this is the danger of going into mutas here in this matchup, is you are vulnerable to pushes like this. Because you need, oh no! As we bleed out some Bailings. Every Bailing is so precious. We collapse, so precious. We collapse on the Marines, we pick off some of them, but the tanks, they stand strong. Spirit is pushing in. Cham likewise, oh, threatens a dive. Cham not committing yet. More Bailings on the way as we bleed out more as well. And Spirit, he's gaining ground. Gonna be reinforcing as well. Nice pickups there with those mutas. Gets 2 Marines. But the reinforcements have arrived, and this position that much more secure here for Spirit. Meanwhile, Cham splits up his army. He wants to try to collapse on this from multiple angles. And he's committing. He does collapse in. He'll get on top of the tanks. Tanks are going down. The Bailings, they connect with the Marines. A very nice engagement out of Cham. He will shut this down. Not just the Bio Army, but also the Medivacs. I say that Medivacs will boost away. Mutas will intercept. They try to. Yeah, we go. We clean up those Medivacs. Cham with a very nice fight. And we gotta go. We have to get some counter damage. But back at home, we have Marines. We have a Thor as well. Turrets are done. It's not gonna be easy. Meanwhile, Spirit, he's going for the gold. Oh my god, he's so greedy. He's crazy. The gold base is being taken by Spirit, and if Cham was aware of this, he should knock it down. But for now, Cham is in the dark. He is not aware of the base, not aware of the 4th location. You see Cham, he pulls away, but he needs to be more active than this. He needs to figure out what's going on. The turrets, they're finishing up. Oh, and by the time Cham checks, the turrets are done, so it's a planetary. We do deny 2 of those turrets, though. But there's a lot of pressure here on Cham. Gets 5 SCVs, not bad. But the base is up and running. And Spirit, he's looking quite secure. Cham is maxed out. Now, he could try to ignore the planetary. He could just ignore the gold and go for the 3rd, go for the natural. Could try to hit a different base. Cham has potential. Behind this, Hive is on the way. We're getting to +1 melee, +2 carapace. Cham has a good economy, but this army is still quite fragile. Breaking this entrenched position is not going to be easy, but he's got a lot of Ling Bane. And it looks like it should be enough to break through. Where are the tanks? Where are the Widow Mines? And we have none. Without splash damage, the Ling Bane, it crashes on in. The Planetary is going to go down. Planetary does fall. The Thor as well, just barely. And not a bad fight here for Cham. Even catching out some of these tanks. The tanks, get out of here. Oh my, where's the anti-air? Where are the Marines? The tanks, they're getting caught out. Marines out of position. And Bailey's, they're going for the mineral line. And Cham, he's snowballing out of control. The mineral line goes down. 32 SCVs fall. The planetary as well. And Cham, he can back off and remax. And Spirit, he's in trouble. Spirit, he may be one of the best Terrans in Europe, but he's up against El Chamaco, papi. Let's go. Let's go. As Cham, he's remaxing with his Ling Bane. His mutas, they haven't paid for themselves so far. They have to be careful though. Oh. Again, I did mention that, I mean, these tanks were a little bit lackluster. When you're up against Ling Bane muta, typically the answer would be these Widow Mines. Instead, Spirit trying to go for a more secure, more fortified, defensive kind of setup with these tanks and Thors. But so far, not paying off. The tanks, they did reinforce a little bit too late. Meanwhile, Cham going to be taking up towards Ultras to make use of those melee upgrades. We have Adrenal on the way, Ultra Cavern on the way as well. Cham about to max out. This time, though, Cham is going for a split push, which makes sense. A bit of a difference here when it comes to this new 4th base is, as it's about to be a planetary, this time there are tanks. This time there are tanks in position. This time we have a nice spread as well from Spirit. He's a lot more in position, a lot more prepared for a push. As we have 3 tanks in position. So Cham may not want to commit into this. He may want to threaten the base, and as he threatens, going for the run by at the natural. And we'll see how we can bring this all together here. As the run by does hit the natural base, Bailings are getting caught out. Nice spread there by Spirit. And the Bailings are getting to the 3rd. Oof. Oh my god, once again, no reaction. The full mineral line goes down. We get the tanks! Massive pickoffs. 2 tanks going to be going down as well. 17 SCVs. And again, Cham, he may not have broken the 4th, but the natural and the 3rd, that was what was exposed. That was what was vulnerable. Abusing Spirit's lower army supply here. He doesn't have enough to defend all bases at once. He has to pick and choose. And Spirit, he picked the 4th base. And unfortunately, he wasn't where he needed to be. Cham setting up another run by. And again, I do think it's a wise choice to just ignore this gold. Like, this 4th base, it's just so heavily fortified. It's going to be a bit of a waste trying to break that location. So just ignore it. Just ignore it and go for these other bases instead. So far, so good for Cham. Do see it. Muta's going to be dipping in from behind. Oh, we do get caught out. That's going to be 2 Mutas going down. Good pickups here by Spirit. Catches out some of the Mutas at the same time. Ling Mei tries to roll in. This time, Spirit is in position. Yeah, big snipes here on the Mutas, and looks like we're throwing them away. Yeah, the Mutas are going to be cleaned up. At the same time, it looks like the Ultras, they hit the Planetary. We missed it on cams there. But the Planetary did fall. Nicely done. Spirit was distracted, the Observer a little bit distracted as well. Now we're embracing the Ultra. Now, Spirit may have Ghosts, but the problem is the economy. The problem is the supply. Because of the low worker count, because of the low base count, Spirit cannot keep up here when it comes to these trades. And Cham has to keep the pressure up. He has to break the space again and again and make sure he does not allow Spirit to max out. Otherwise, Spirit will recover. Speaking of, here we go. A bit of a rough angle from Cham. And again, Spirit, he's rallied his entire army here in position. Tanks, Thors, Ghosts, he's got it all. Cham rotating around, looking for another angle of attack. Cham is maxed out. Again, I would not be opposed to pushing into the natural of the third. But we'll see what we go for. There we go. Cham is soon to pull the trigger. Okay, we have a really nice spread here by Spirit. I don't know if Cham really wants to commit up the ramp. He may try to go for the Planetary again. We'll get some Ghosts. He's going to commit. Yeah, the Ghosts go down. He goes to the Planetary. He bleeds off a lot of the Banelings. At the same time, the Ling Bane army coming in from behind. Really weird angle here from Cham, but he will break the base. It does force a lift up. Not the most efficient trades here to Cham. Lose a lot of Banelings into the tanks, Banelings into the Planetary, but he will deny the expansion. He's going for the mineral line. He's going for the mineral line and SCVs. Oh my god. They get shut down. Another 15 SCVs do fall. The bases do survive, but again, Spirit, he just doesn't have an economy, doesn't have any money left. He's broke, Bappy. Is going to be broke here. Corruptor's going for the CC, but we have some repairs going on. We should be able to barely save it. Alas, the Ultras are getting sniped. Not bad. Ultra's going to be going down. Cham overextending a little bit here. Bleeding out a lot of Lings. Oh. Yeah, now we realize what's going on. Now we pull away. Cham has to calm down. He's doing well, though. Cham is doing well. Pulling away, massing up his army. Who needs spellcasters? Who needs Vipers when pushing into tank lines like this? I mean, to be fair, without enough bio army to really support the tanks, I mean, we can abuse this location. I'm liking the idea of Cham just building up, maybe even almost purely Ling Ultra, minimal Banelings, and we can break this. See Cham spreading out. Infestors now in the mix. A handful of Corruptors. We have fungal growths available. And now we go for the tithe. Yeah, the Ultras, they get on top of the tanks. Banelings as well. They're going for the bio army. And they crash in. Oh, they take down the mineral line. They take down the Planetary. And GG gets called. Cham popping off takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Cham and making the mutas happen, harnessing the inner Jaime, Bobby, harnessing the inner Jim Rising. Able to take game 1 here against Spirit. Again, I was so concerned early on when it came to the first buy push. Remember, Spirit, he saw the mutas, he was aware, he was pushing right through the center, and Cham was up against the wall. He was bleeding out Lings, bleeding out Banelings. Things were looking a little bit dire there for Cham, but eventually he was able to get us around. He was able to shut down the first push, and then from there, able to knock down that Planetary time and time again. Unfortunately for Spirit, he did reinforce that Planetary a couple seconds too late. If you remember, winding it back, Cham, when he knocked down that Planetary, that was just as the tanks were rolling over. As the tanks were coming over to siege up, they were not yet ready. There was 0 splash damage at that Planetary, And once it got knocked down, Cham I didn't make the noodles from scratch. I just put them in boiling water, mate. What are you on about? I'm not an old Italian grandma. You could have fooled me, Pat. You could have fooled me. I can see you already. I can see you, Steel, with the chef's hat, with the apron, behind the kitchen counter, with the Italian music going on in the background, the Italian opera, even. I can see it already, Pat. Cooking with mold. That's spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. We have Cham for Starlight Twinkle. And in the top right, we have Spirit for Psystorm Navi. Here we go. As we are going to be opening up, and do you see what I see? Oh, no, we're good. I was like, is Spirit going to go for a CC first? No, we're going Rax and Band. Standard opener out of Spirit, and Cham opening up Hatch first as well. But as we settle into game number 2, I mean, hey, we're loading into Crimson Court. So this is going to be the map choice of Spirit. This does make a lot of sense. Crimson Court is a very defendable map here. It is very difficult to go for these split pushes and to try to deny the 4th base and deny the 5th base. The reasoning for this is because of the map layout. There's a lot of rocks and a lot of minerals that you have to break down to gain access to some of these fringe bases, which makes them that much more fortifiable. Not just that, but also choke points. There's so many choke points here on Crimson Court. There's a reason why we have seen a lot of late game matches on this map. We've seen this go the distance. Even last night we casted an hour-long game between Goblin and Rainer on Crimson Court. Just again because of how defendable it is, how macro oriented it really is as well, how easy it is to split the map in half and to go for, you know, a 30+ minute game. So this does make a lot of sense, especially with the kind of player that Spirit is. Spirit, he's known for his patience. You know, famously, he took down Rainer in EPT Europe. It was on not Post U. Oh god, yeah, Neo Humanity. That's it. On Neo Humanity. On also like an hour-long plus game. He did the same thing to a laser as well. Spirit, you give him an opportunity, and he will pitch his tent. Pitch his tent, and he'll camp, Bobby. He'll camp all night. Pitch the tent, Bobby. So now the Reaper is going to be dipping into the natural, does throw in the drone. Oh, this time we will not get the drone kill. Oh, I spoke too soon. Okay, we're good. Whew, we're okay. We're okay. Reaper does rotate over. Heading into the main. Picking away at the drones. Sorry, at the lings. Getting 1 ling so far. Oh, gets a second ling as well. Not bad. And can we get a worker? The drones are getting low. Oh my god. Oh, Spirit's a little bit too greedy. He wanted that drone. It was 1 shot away from going down, but the Reaper does fall. A nice defense out of Cham. It cost him 2 lings, but that is worth a Reaper. This is where Cham takes a gas and throws down a Roach Warren. This is where... Aye. But the Reaper does go down. Cham settling into a 3-base setup. Likewise, in the main base of Spirit, we do see a 3rd CC on the way and a starport. So once again, a 3 CC before starport. Very economic follow-up here at a Spirit. And based on the tech lab, it looks like we might set up for another add-on swap for Banshees. As my eyes are on that Rax. Yep, there's the add-on swap. So this is the same build 2 games in a row. This time, the early game for Spirit is not as successful as game 1. Remember, game 1, he killed a drone. This time, didn't kill a drone, and he lost his Reaper. So, slightly worse start for Spirit, slightly better start for Cham compared to the first game. Catching up in the chat. Typical tent picture. Yeah. He likes it, man. He likes it. I'm wearing a tank top and flexing my biceps as I need the dough for the pasta. Get your head out of the gutter, like. I did not go that far, Fabi. Oh my god. Este Steel. For now, we are going to be calming things down. Cham going for, once again, a lair first. As a reminder to the previous game, it was also a lair first opener. Lair first into a Baneling Nest, into Double Evo Chamber, into a Fast Spire with only the 1 upgrade, with only +1 carapace. Talking about Crimson Court, because of the map layout, because of all these rocks and all these choke points, and because of the terrain, I would not be opposed to mutas if we didn't embrace mutas in game 1. Like, I'm not too fond of going for the same playstyle 2 games in a row from the side of Cham, but we'll see. Oh my god, that's fast. That's giga late speed. Wait, what? Am I crazy? Speed started at the 5-minute mark. What just happened? I do think that was a mistake. Yeah, Cham, he had plenty of gas. He had plenty of gas to work with, so Ling speed was delayed accidentally. It's not like we were saving the gas and we didn't rush into the lair any faster because of the delayed Ling speed, not by any means. So that is a bit of a slip up. This does mean that Cham is vulnerable to a dive. If Spirit dives in, then the Ling's gonna have a hard time keeping up. But now the base is gonna be cancelled. And Cham is going for the same build, except for the forgotten Ling speed, which I do believe it was just forgotten. Aliens, they poke in. Banshees, they hit the natural base, and they scout, they confirm everything. Yeah, big moment here for Spirit as it does get eyes on the Spire. But it is the same build 2 games in a row from Cham. And Hellions, they go for the 3rd, and Ling speed is still not done. Oh my god, the mineral line gets roasted. We get 17 drone kills, 8. Oh, we're not done, not even close. 22. 23 drones go down, 24 workers in total. Ay, 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 over a mineral line worth of drones, and we're not done. The Banshees, they come back in, they're gonna get even more worker kills. As I say that, they just deny mining time, but there we go. Another drone goes down, and another. And this is game-ending damage. This is game-ending. Again, unfortunate here. Because of the forgotten Ling speed, we could not keep up with the Hellions. We were vulnerable to a dive, as we mentioned. And Spirit, he embraced that dive. Quite hard there. He was able to get away with it. Back at home, he's settling into his own 1-1 bio upgrades. Getting into combat shield. Stim is done. As much as I was talking earlier about how Spirit, if you wanted to, we can just slow the game down. We can be here for 45 minutes. We can take a 4th base, take a 5th base, max out, turtle up. He doesn't need to. After this kind of start, Spirit, all he has to do is build up towards a 1-1 timing, move out in a minute or so, and I'll be honest, I don't think Cham can survive a push. Not with that 1-1 timing. As Cham is trying to recover, he's squeezing out some mutas, he's been re-droning this entire time. And Cham has been able to drone up to 81. Like, Cham has a really nice worker count, but the army supply is what is concerning to me. You know, the soup does lie. The numbers may look a little bit even when it comes to the overall supply, but Cham, he's got barely an army to work with. Creep is being denied. We are amassing up more Ling Bane as we speak. Cham desperately amassing an army. And here comes Spirit. Slowly pushing forward, sieging up those tanks. He can even try to get behind the mineral line. But it's going to be an option. For now, he's already within range of the gas geyser. Cham still amassing more Ling Bane. I believe Baneling speed is done. Yeah, the gas geyser goes down. We do catch some of these Marines. Up! We tried to at least. Yeah, but we do fight off of creep. One tank goes down, but the bio army is just rallying across the map. Cham is barely holding on. As Spirit does edge ever closer. Moving forward with those tanks. All Marines are amassing. The muta's having a hard time engaging. We can see Cham set up a surround. He has a flank on the right-hand side. He's ready with his Ling Bane. And we'll see how Spirit does kite back, how he responds. I mean, honestly, kiting off a creep like this, I still feel like Spirit should be okay. And we're collapsing in. And Bailey's a rolling forward. They crash into the tanks. It's some rough trades for the Bailings. Nice spread here from Spirit, and he shuts down the Ling Bane. We stim on forward. There's barely any Bailings left. And without Bailings, there's nothing to stop the Marines. The man with gun is here. And we can stim. We can win. We have, I think, 1 Bailing left over. The mutas, the Lings, they melt against the bio army. The handful of Bailings have morphed in. And again, there's nothing to stop Spirit from just pushing forward. Just keep on pushing, keep the pressure up, and head deeper into creep. As Cham is down to 3 bases, Evo chambers are exposed. Mutas, they cannot engage. And Cham, he's even supply blocked. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, brutal supply block for Cham. We get some okay bathing connections, but it's still not enough. Oh, some better bathing connections towards the end. Takes down the tanks. Oh my god, once again, some impressive connections there out of Cham. The splits were not good enough there from Spirit, and Cham, he barely holds on. Barely. It's not a pretty trade out of Cham. It's not pretty at all. Not the most efficient fight out of Cham either, but yes, Spirit, his control did slip a little bit there in that final fight. Was unable to spread out those Marines. Did underestimate the power of those banelings, but we still just rally across. We don't even care. Spirit, he's still just rallying across the map. 4 CC now on the way. Sorry, the main base being floated over as the 4th. Muse to rock up. But Spirit's in position. Spirit is in position. Does defend his new would-be 4th. Rocks are being knocked down. I mean, Cham is finding some reinforcements, though. He's came to the production. And the mutants are not doing too poorly, but at the same time, the Spirit is making his way towards the new 4th. The tanks are in a brutal position. Does Cham have enough? It's hard to say. We can see Cham getting ready from behind once again. Going to be crashing in. Tanks are going to be cleaned up, but not the bio. Yeah, the Marines are gaining ground. Not many banelings left over. And this time, Spirit, he does pre-splits. He pre-splits his army. Banelings, for the most part, are cleaned up. And the Lings, they're being shut down as well. Looks like we have finally done it. GG gets called. Spirit overwhelms. And Spirit ties it up 1-1. GG. Again, Spirit having a brutal start. Or I should say Cham having a brutal start. And Spirit having a brutal lead. As Spirit was able to just barbecue that mineral line. Again, we had no link speed. We had a hard time keeping up with the Hellion movement, harassing the bases. Queens were out of position as well. And we roasted, what was that, 27 drones? I think in total. It was like 27 workers. We have Wayne. We have MaxPax. They are getting... As we are jumping in and spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have Wayne, Starlight Twinkle. And in the bottom left, we have MaxPax for Sidestorm Navi. Here we go. At least it's not a refrigerator. Wait, what? What is a refrigerator? I'm not familiar with the Terran vocabulary. What is a refrigerator? Let us know, Papi. Let us know. The ways of the Terran. What does that mean? As for now, we're going to be settling in. It is going to be a standard opener out of Wayne, forcing the unnatural naturals. It's going to be a hatch gas pool out of our Zerg player. Meanwhile, from the side of MaxPax, going for a gate expand on his side. We're loading into Amphion. Amphion also known for being quite a defensive map as well. I spoke about the advantages of Crimson Court. Now it can lead to longer games because of how fortifiable some of those bases are. Similarly here on Amphion. It is difficult to break a 3-base setup, especially if the triangular third is taken. So we'll keep an eye on MaxPax's expansion pattern. As likewise, there are also mineral walls and rocks that have to be knocked down and mined through to gain access to some locations. Likewise, a lot of choke points are available as well. Can be quite difficult to really break through. Okay. Okay, I understand. Not StarCraft related, just someone who is always taken. Okay. I understand. I'm sure we can make it StarCraft related. I'm sure we can make it that way. It's fine. We'll figure it out. But now, we're going to be calming down. Be calming things down. Again, settling into our openers. No major tech choice yet, but we're about to embrace that. I wouldn't be surprised if we just see a standard Stargate opener. We have seen MaxPax embrace Twilight Council openers in the past, that is true. Even in the near future, he has been embracing Glaive Adepts. But not this time, not this game. Not this game. As we have our Stargate thrown down for MaxPax, should be an Oracle-based opener. Triple Oracle into a third base, into a Forged Twilight Council. That's kind of what we're keeping an eye on. That's what we imagine that MaxPax will embrace, just a standard setup. Really, my eyes are on Wayne. As Wayne is known for being the aggressor. Known for being all-in at times as well. Yeah, if it does see an opportunity. I don't think this is the best map for an all-in, I'll be honest. But, you know, we'll see what Wayne's been cooking. We'll see. As it upstate, we'll shade across the map. Oh. And this is a brutal position as well. We do deny mining at the natural. As the Adepts, they have the high ground. So a brutal position and some nice damage dealt here by MaxPax. Doesn't kill any drones, but does deny mining. So some nice damage dealt. Meanwhile, the Oracle is on the way. We have a second Oracle in production. MaxPax setting up for his third base, setting up for his soon-to-be expansion at the triangular location. We spoke about it, but that is a very defendable base. Has the high ground, has a ramp, has rocks as well. Very difficult to punish. As the Oracles get across the map, they deny the Lings. Very nicely done. MaxPax catching some tumors, picking off some Lings, trading well, doesn't lose anything. And there is the follow-up. The third base hasn't even been thrown down. And do you see what I see? A Twilight Council, 3 more gates. I believe that's going to be 4 gateways alongside Glaive Adepts. Whether it's Glaives or whether it's a Blink, regardless, going to be hyper-aggression from MaxPax. Again, this has been a very trendy build amongst the Korean Protosses and the European Protosses alike. It's been very trendy over the past 2 months. Basically post-DreamHack Dallas. The build has been around for over a year, but for whatever reason has really risen in popularity as of late. As we get 6 drones go down, aye. Gateway's about to finish up, Twilight Council is done, and show us the upgrade. So, show us what you got. Yeah, there it is, Glaives are on the way, so it's going to be that Glaive Adept follow-up build. Again, players like Classic, Trap, and MaxPax. I don't think I've seen Showtime do this, but again, even a lot of the more mid-tier Protoss players like Krystianer, Gerald, Skillus, they've all been embracing this build. Say mid-tier, I'm referring to those that are not MaxPax in Europe. Just still very good. And even MaxPax himself. Now, the scary thing about this follow-up, of course, is if we have no roaches, it's going to be a tough defense. And there's no roach warren. There is no roach warren here for Wayne. There is a Baneling Nest, though, that is an alternate way to deal with this, but we have to be in position. The Banelings are quite slow. They have to be able to keep up with the Shades. They have to be able to shut down the Adepts. Without them, the Adepts are going to get out of hand. They're going to get out of control, and they're moving across the map already. Baneling Nest is not done. Uh-oh. The Baneling Nest is not ready, and neither is Wayne. We're getting into the mineral line. Drones are going down. We shade into the natural as well. Lings are being completely shut down. And this is merely the beginning. Merely the start. We have more Adepts walking across the map from the side of MaxPax. We shade into the main base. Once again, Lings, they struggle to deal with those Adepts. Glaives are popping off. More drones are going down. And this is already becoming too much. We get 19 drone kills. Oracles, they come in from behind to help support. Getting 27. 28. GG gets called. Game-ending damage. And MaxPax takes game number 1. GG. Again, this has just been a very trendy build as of late. Wayne, unfortunately, his Baneling Nest was too late. Unfortunately, Wayne chose to skip the Roach Warren. We saw +1 melee on the way. I should have pointed out that that meant that Wayne was going into Ling Bane Hydra. And that is vulnerable. Ling Bane Hydra is straight up very vulnerable here to Glaive Adepts. As you can see, Glaives, they just pop off so well here against light units, against Lings, Queens, and Hydras as well. I mean, we didn't even have Hydras to speak of. But, yeah, Wayne just had no answer. He was caught with his pants down. The pants, they were down, Papi. They were down. And now we're settling into game 2, and it's going to be Wayne's map of choice. We're going to be loading into Post Youth. Makes sense. Post Youth has been a very common map choice here from Zerg players in ZVP. It is a map, of course, where you can embrace the faster hybrid base. Minerals are a little bit more valuable to Zerg players than Protoss players in this matchup. Likewise, very wide open. We're very Protoss players very vulnerable to getting surrounded on Post Youth, and we also have the center gold base that can be taken as a fourth. So Wayne, I'm sure, is going to be a lot more comfortable on Post Youth, but MaxPax is still the favorite player coming into this, and we'll see if he makes it adept once again. We'll see if he does make use of those adepts for a second time as we're leading into game 2, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have Wayne for Starlight Twinkle. And in the top right, we have MaxPax for Psystorm Gaming, or Psystorm Navi. Just catching up in the chat. If the harassing worker steals minerals from the enemy base, it is hereby Fridge Raider. True. That would make sense. Yeah. Along the lines of a worker stealing resources. Fridge Raider at SC2, someone who used that that trick where you mine your enemy base's mineral patch by putting it in the stolen gas geyser. Exactly. Aye. Smooth. Doesn't happen too often. But we do appreciate whenever it does. Usually you see that trick when it comes to breaking down a mineral wall. It's for a bit of a cheese, for a bit of a proxy. That's what comes to mind, in my mind at least. I think most recently Eon did it. Sorry, I say Eon. Eon Blue did it during Home Story Cup on Crimson Court, where he took the gas next to the natural base of his opponent, of course, took the gas, and then it was mining minerals and gas back and forth, slowly working through that mineral wall, while Ryung was unaware. Then he went for the Link Flood, went for the all-in. It was beautiful. But he did it against Ryung. It was a thing of beauty. Didn't work, didn't kill Ryung, but it almost did. it almost killed him. Big shout out to Eon Blue. As for now, we're going to be calming things down. Going to be expanding. There's going to be hatch gas pull here out of Wayne. And likewise, gate expand out of MaxPax. And so far, everything's looking quite standard for the time being. Once again, a Stargate open out of MaxPax. Just because we saw a Stargate opener into Glaive Adepts in Game 1 does not mean that we're going to see it here in Game 2. It is still viable, definitely, but typically it isn't really wise to rely on the same cheeky build 2 games in a row. Your opponent is a lot more prone to defending against it, is a little bit more aware of the potential of that kind of build. But that could also mean that maybe Wayne skips the Roach Warren again. True, it could mean that. The mind game's happy. As Wayne, he's going for the gold as his third. Ooh, that is quite greedy here. I mentioned it before that you can take the gold a little bit more securely as a fourth base, but as a third, that is risky. And the Stalker will confirm. It does get eyes on the gold. And the pressure is about to be on Wayne, rushing into an Evo Chamber. That should be for fast +1 melee. Okay. Very fast Evo Chamber here out of Wayne. Rushing into +1 melee, rushing into Lingbane aggression. Which makes sense if we're making use of the gold minerals. Meanwhile, MaxPax, the onus is on him to try and deny mining at the gold base. We'll see if he can. There's that +1 melee that we spoke of. Again, this should be for hyper Lingbane aggression in the mid game. Or even just a Lingbane all in. We'll keep an eye on the Balinet's timing. As well as on the Ling count as well. As we do main out over, gold base is getting saturated. Likewise, Oracle dipping in. The Queens are for the time being keeping up. Ooh, but the Oracle does hit the gold. Only one Queen in position. We get 5 drone kills, 6 drone kills. Oh my, 7 drones. The vast majority of the workers, they do go down to one Oracle. The Oracle escapes, and suddenly Wayne is in a rough position. Wayne is down to 27 drones. There's that Bailey nest. It's going to be for the all-in. We spoke about it, but rushing into +1 melee does typically lead into a Ling Bane all-in. And Wayne should be doubling down, but his economy is going to be hindered here. Is going to be slowed down quite heavily. And here come the Adepts. Oh boy. Do you have a mass amount of links on the way? MaxPax making his way towards the gold. Does reveal himself. Force to pull the workers away. Lings do get a decent surround. Queen's waddling forward as well. They make their way into the main. When they get 4 drones, they scout at the Bailey nest. And Wayne, he has to do something about this third base. He has to get some kind of counter damage, as he's so far behind in the economy. And Wayne is still droning. There we go. Bailing's now on the way. His goal should be to break down the third, but I'm not sure if he can. Yeah, more shield batteries. Cannons on the way as well, but the Lings, they have arrived. The Oracles are going to get a lot of damage dealt though, as we do get a third Oracle in the mix. Bailings are waddling in. They bring down the pylon. They go for the mineral line. But the base stands. The base does stand. We get 11 probe kills, but MaxPax still has a worker lead. As we even got up to 4 Oracles. MaxPax, aware of the Ling Bane aggression, was the correct call to go for the 4th Oracle. And Wayne, he's massing up more Lings. He's getting ready for the second wave. And again, he needs to break down that Nexus. The side defense wasn't rebuilt. Bear that in. I mean, we saw some of it though. We have 2 cannons and a shield battery. We do have a decent setup there for MaxPax, but not ideal. Oracles are moving out. Wings getting ready for the dive. Getting ready to commit. There we go. 10 Banelings on the way. Is this enough to finally bring down that third base? As it's all or nothing. Like, we have no other further tech behind this. No extra gases. No lair. And we're crashing into the Stalkers. Our blink is done, though. That blink is done. Overcharge is popped as well. And we're shutting this down. Yeah, the Ling Bane, it's barely getting any damage dealt. We get the shield battery, but not much else. Oracles, they activate their pulsar beams. We get 19 probes. Oh my, they were stacked up. They were stacked in the gas. Oh my god, okay. That wasn't too bad. We got the mineral line. 19 probes go down. Suddenly, that was some good damage, and Wayne, he's going to be able to get into his lair. He's going to be able to drone up. We're still behind, is what I will say, is that MaxPax is still in a better position, which is crazy. But it shows how all-in Wayne has been. So Wayne needs to do that again, basically. We need to do that for a second time. We do catch out some of these Stalkers, but oh, the Mass Oracle is brutal. Like, the Mass... We had to have a 5th Oracle, and it just completely shuts down these Lings. Like, what can they do? We have to back off, and we have to embrace Ling Bane Hydra. Now Wayne is droning, but I would give the edge to MaxPax. Not just an edge, like he is ahead. We have the Bay on the way. It's going to be for Colossus production, ideally. Meanwhile, there's that Hydra Den. Wayne just now working towards Hydra production as well. And the scary thing here is that there should be a window where MaxPax can move out before we have lurkers. With like 2 or 3 Colossus. Like, that's what I'm worried about. Is that eventual Colossus timing. It may even be worth it for Wayne to skip some of these upgrades and go for lair tech lurkers. That may be the best option considering the game state. I know lair tech lurkers are not ideal. Definitely not ideal, but in this kind of situation, it may just be enough to like survive, to stabilize, get into a hive thereafter, and then get into more upgrades. Otherwise, Wayne's army is gonna melt. For now, trying to pull off some of these run-bys. Getting ready with his Ling Bane. Likewise, a MaxPax poking in. And we're going to be just relying on the Ling Bane Hydra. No infestation bits and no lurkers. Oh, we shut down the Lings. And it looks like Wayne is just going for a second all-in, as he has cut workers at 66. So that is 3 base saturation. That is the bare minimum amount of economy to max out. And we won't really have much of a bank to work with afterwards. Oh boy. Now, the ideal for Wayne is for MaxPax to push into him. Like, Wayne, ideally, he wants to fight out in the center of the map, ideally on creep. So MaxPax is moving out a little bit here. Bailing speed just now kicking in. Stasis traps being set up. Ooh, they are not triggered. And now we're committing to the dive. Stasis trap's going to be going off. Ooh, does catch a lot of the Ling Bane. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, the stasis traps are brutal. Ling Bane does not collapse on the main army. And MaxPax, he pulls back to the shield batteries, and MaxPax does defend. Yeah, these stasis traps, they were ideal here for MaxPax. At least the army does survive, and you can see Wayne, he's getting ready for wave number 2. Well, for wave 3? Is this wave 3? Wave 4? What's he's getting ready for another push. He's still all in. Gonna be collapsing in from behind, going for the mineral line. Probes are going down. We got the gold mineral line. We're pushing in towards the main army. Shield batteries go down, but the core, the backbone here of MaxPax still stands strong. He still has the Archons and the Colossus. He's still perfectly fine, and yeah, we're going to be harassing across the map. And the longer this goes on, the better it is for MaxPax, as Wayne has not been teching and has not been droning. So Wayne is just being outscaled here as the game progresses. As they move out, so they hit the mineral line. Ling Bane cannot push into this. That's 4 Colossus. We have a 5th Colossus on the way. It's a little bit of overkill, getting into 5 Colossus, whereas we could maybe work with, say, Storm, for example. But it's fine. Does mean we can just move forward that much more. And I mean, there's no reason not to against this kind of army. It's so fragile what Wayne is working with. The one thing that I will say is that maybe we could do with it more sentries. The downside of Wayne's army, or one of the big downsides, one of the many downsides, is no Ravagers. Without any Ravagers, as we shut down the mainlings. But without any Ravagers, Force Fields are king, and GG gets called. We don't even get a final fight, as MaxPax will take the 2-0 and will force the ace match. GG. GG, well played. MaxPax does survive the aggression of Wayne. Did begin early on with getting, what was it, like 9 drone kills? We got so much economic damage. You could maybe make an argument for Spirit instead, but we're going to be loading into Ghost River. Ooh, a very aggressive map. I'll be honest, I could see Krystianer taking this. I'll be honest, Papi, but we'll see, as we have yet to determine who will our ace players be. My money is on Krystianer and MaxPax, but it's up to our teams, it's up to our players. It is up to our players here. As who's that Pokemon? Who is that player? Who's it gonna be? Our teams do have a little bit of time here to determine how they want to approach this. I mean, the first map is already revealed, so they can discuss the kind of map, the kind of game state, the kind of game that will unfold depending on the matchup. They might try to snipe MaxPax. Because MaxPax is the obvious ace for Psystorm Na'Vi, Krystianer, Wayne, and Cham, they can discuss amongst themselves if they have a specialized build to whip out on Ghost River. I'm still leading towards the PvP. We have seen Krystianer pop off before, but again, it's possible that we could embrace like a German taxi, right? Or a Roach Queen walk across the map. Like, We have seen a lot of ZVP all-ins on this map as well. There we go. And so we are getting ready here for that ace match. For the final best of one. Ugh. Just catching up. Catching up in the chat. MaxPax is the real GOAT. I mean, hey, he's an amazing player. He's the ace for a reason. Is the ace for a reason. Which is why he has to be the ace map, the ace player pick here, right? It's like, it's gotta be no one else. Question mark? I know. The money stasis. Yeah, the stasis traps were brutal. Laugh is so addictive, papi. Oh, gracias, papi, gracias. But here we go. There's maybe a world out there where we could maybe go for a Zerg pick, but there it is. Yeah, no surprises here. We have our ace players. It is, in fact, going to be Krystianer versus MaxPax. And I will quickly get those predictions ready. And honestly, I can see this going either way. I'll be honest. Like, Krystianer, he is also the ace player of Starlight Twinkle. He did amazingly earlier. He 2-0'd Gerald, already warmed up in the PvP. But MaxPax is known for his PvP as well, and this is most likely going to be a short one. I'll be honest here. I can already see that MaxPax is going to be opening up greedily, and then Krystianer is going to go for the one base all-in. And then it comes down to, will MaxPax survive the one base all-in, or will he fall? That's the question. We have seen Showtime bring MaxPax down with one base all-ins in the past couple of weeks. Like, Showtime has been popping off versus MaxPax. Oh, I mean, it's been back and forth. But here we go. We're jumping into our next game. And in the top right-hand corner, we have Krystianer for Starlight Twinkle. And in the top left, we have MaxPax for Psystorm Na'Vi. And here we go. This is it. It all ends here. It all ends on Ghost River. We're tied up 3-3 in this best of 7. And these are our two ace players. Let's go. Krystianer and MaxPax. Ace versus ace. Whew. And my eyes are on MaxPax here. Now, he is going for the gateway on the high ground. That does not guarantee it's going to be a 2-gate opener. This is most likely still going to be a gate expand, or a gate cyber, second gas, Stargate into expansion, as second gas has been taken. MaxPax goes for this opener on Golden Aura. When I say this, I'm referring to the wall off on the high ground instead of the low ground. The reasoning for this, as we have confirmation, Krystianer's opening up 2 gates, and MaxPax is going to be going for a single gate opener instead. So MaxPax is going for his greedy style. But the reason why this is done on Golden Aura and on this map as well is because the natural is actually pretty exposed. It's a little more exposed, it's a little more vulnerable as well to aggression, which means if you set up on the low ground with your wall off, it is vulnerable to being broken down a little bit easier by your opponents, and then you're on a bit of a deficit. So this is a bit of a safer, greedier opener out of MaxPax with the high ground wall off. The downside is that your natural is still, like, in some way compromised, as there's that much less to defend it. But we'll see if Krystianer takes the bait and if he goes for the one base all in. We'll keep an eye on Krystianer. As there we go, it is going to be a double stalker opener. The probe is moving out, and this probe is looking poised to throw down the pylon. Meanwhile, MaxPax, we do have the Stargate now on the way, and up next we should be seeing the Nexus from MaxPax. There's a no, the pylon's on the way, but the Zealot is... Will we scout? Uh-oh. Will we come across this? The pylon gets thrown down, the Zealot does move away, and we will not scout the proxy, just barely. If MaxPax was there, like 1 second later, just in time to come across the pylon and to shut it down then and there, that could have been game. Oh my god. I mean, the Stalkers have arrived, they would have been protected. There we go. Gateway has been thrown down, and I believe this is going to be a 1 base 4 gates all in. This is a build that Showtime has been relying on quite a lot over the past couple weeks against MaxPax. We've seen a lot of this build out of Showtime. I mean, not just Showtime, but a lot of the Protoss players out there. Void Rays on the way. Going for the safety Void Ray. Now, I did jump the gun. I did say 4 gate, 1 base all in. For now, it's only 3 gateways. 2 gateways at home, 1 gateway across the map. So just 3 for the time being. And there's the 4th gateway. Okay, now we can embrace it. Now it's the 4 gate, 1 base all in. Let's go. As Krystianer is leapfrogging forward with those reinforcement points. I do appreciate it. Now, this does mean that his reinforcements will arrive that much faster. It's a really interesting setup here. Now, the reason why we're leapfrogging forward is that we couldn't really set up in this location originally because it was too close, would have been vulnerable to the Zealot. Now we can, as we have map control with all these Stalkers. And we can see that because the wall-off was on the high ground, there's so much more room to maneuver here for Krystianer. He has a lot more freedom, and he is chipping away at the base. Shield batteries are on the way. Overcharge is going to be available as well. Krystianer is building up that Stalker count, and he's getting to the point where he will soon be able to two-shot those Void Rays. Oh, 1 Stalker does go down. Oh, almost a second. Casito. Stalker barely does get away. Prismatic alignment is activated, bearing in mind that MaxPax did activate both Prismatic alignments, so he will not have one available here for the next dive. So that was a risky move out of MaxPax. Now it's on cooldown. And we have a force field. What about force field? 2 of the Stalkers, they're going to be zoned away. We're going for the Nexus. We're going for the base. And a couple more volleys. 1 more volley, and it's going to be going down. The base does fall. MaxPax down to 1 base economy. But a 3rd Void Ray has arrived. Krystianer backing the hell off. Does retreat, but a good pick off here nonetheless. Going to be containing MaxPax to a 1 base. But that Void Ray count is getting quite dire here. It's getting higher and higher. We have the 4th Void Ray on the way. And Krystianer, he has to keep that Void Ray count low. Otherwise, it is going to get out of hand. Meanwhile, Prismatic Alignment is now off of cooldown. It's now available here. MaxPax supply block. Ooh, that is brutal. Supply block is real. Losing that Nexus. Oh, wait, sorry. That was Krystianer. That's both of them, actually. But both of them are supply blocked. Okay. As they're both now breaking out. Backup sentries on the way. Again, they're going to be for the force fields to try to lock down the ground army. More Stalkers amassing. I would love to see... Oh, as Krystianer's expanding. Let's go. He's expanding out of this. Catches a Stalker. Ooh, but will lose 2 of his own. A 2-for-1 trade. Not the best trade there for Krystianer. He was caught out. Yeah, the counter force field for MaxPax was worth it. And now we have, oh, quite an abundance of Void Rays. Yeah, that is going to be the 5 Void Ray setup. A 6th Void Ray on the way. And this means that Krystianer can no longer push in. With this many Void Rays, I don't see it happening. Not with this kind of army. So Krystianer, again, he's expanding, he's saturating. He does take a slight, I was going to say economic lead. The economy is pretty similar between our 2 players. Threatening the base. Getting some probes. And bleeding out a Stalker. Prismatic alignment is activated. Is activated once again on every single Void Ray. Bar the 1. Another Void Ray comes in. We got the force field. Catching a Zealot, threatening the Void Rays. Up! Not quite breaking through though, bleeding out another Stalker. Nice force fields. Once again, just deterring that ground army, but we bleed off another Stalker. Like, MaxPax has been so efficient, and what's scary is that he has still not lost the Void Ray. And eventually, MaxPax, he can break out. We're getting to that point. Meanwhile, Krystianer, I really like this out of Krystianer. He's taking a 3rd. You know, take a 3rd base. Try to take that economic lead. Likewise, I'd love to see Blink. For now, it's going to be Immortal production out of MaxPax. Hallucination will confirm. The Robo on the way. 2nd gateway as well. I believe Krystianer has yet to really embrace any further tech. Krystianer first going for that +1, going for Forge. Now we see the Twilight Council on the way. It's on par. Both MaxPax and Krystianer taking their Twilight Council at the same time. And now MaxPax, he's breaking out. Yeah, with the help of the Void Rays, Krystianer, he has to give up on this position. He can force field the ramp, but oh, he gets force fielded instead. Oh my god. And now Krystianer's in a lot of trouble. He's in dire straits. As MaxPax, he has broken free. And now Krystianer has to be the defender. He pulls back home. Still relying on Pure Blink Stalker. Meanwhile, it's going to be a Void Ray Immortal army moving out across the map. Krystianer has potential to shade in with those adepts, but I don't think MaxPax will come back home. Yeah, he's committed. And can we hold the line? Shield Battery is going to help. Overcharge as well. Second Shield Battery on the way. One adept goes down. Krystianer, he gets 2 probes. That is okay, but not ideal. Nice force field. He locked down that Immortal. Yeah, Overcharge is popped. We have to make Prismatic Alignment. We have to respect it. We have to back off. At the same time, Oracle into the natural, and we are out of position. No Shield Battery. Probes are going down. We do have a Shield Battery in the main, thankfully. But MaxPax, he gets damage done nonetheless. 4 or 5 probes going down. Is Blink done for Krystianer? Did he start it? Charge now on the way. Did he skip Blink? Yo, he's crazy. I could be mistaken. I may have missed it. Yeah, I'm gonna be poking in. His stalkers are going down. Yeah, there's no Blink. Oof. Yeah, so many stalkers. 4 stalkers are gonna be going down. We have to pull the boys. Overcharge is on cooldown. And stalkers are falling left and right. The mass Void Ray, it's getting out of hand. It's getting out of control. And we cannot fight into this. Not with this many prismatic alignments. And Krystianer, his army crumbles. GG gets called, and MaxPax will take the game in this series 4-3. GG, well played. As Psystorm Na'Vi will be your champions here. They will be your victors. GG, well played. That was a very, very tense PvP. Again, I was really concerned because of the Void Ray count. The Void Ray count was left untouched. Even though we got the base, which was good, we did not touch the Void Ray count. It just built up over time. Got to the point where we could just move happy, activate the Prismatic Alignment, and just mow through those Stalkers. Unfortunately, Krystianer could not survive that eventual breakout, that eventual push. It wasn't just the Void Ray, to be fair. There were Immortals as well to support a very hefty army. And Krystianer could not stop the tide of MaxPax. GG, well played. Congratulations here. MaxPax will win it here for himself and for his team. With that, we have tomorrow's matches. Going to be Offside Esports versus Berserker and Shopify Rebellion versus Weibo Gaming. We'll be back tomorrow with Day 3 of WTL. We'll be back with Day 3, but we are not done here tonight. We just finished with MSO, with Masters Swan Open. We just finished with World Team League Day 2. Quickly to reiterate, earlier today in World Team League, there was also another match that occurred. It was Team Vitality versus Mystery All Gamers that happened while we were casting the finals of MSO, and we will catch up with that event, with that best of 7 in a couple of days. We'll catch up in a couple of days with that best of 7. Right now, we have another tournament, another broadcast looming here, another broadcast on the horizon. Let's quickly switch our scenes over. Bam! And have a look together. Up next, is the Wardy TV Summer Bash. I mentioned before, but a shout out to Wardy. Wardy, he has been hosting and organizing his own event, the Summer Bash. Did host the qualifiers, has been going over the group stage. But Wardy is unavailable this week. He's unavailable this weekend specifically. Hopefully everything's okay, but other things did kind of pop up, and there are other things going on. So Wardy is unavailable, and there is still a group to cast. There's still Group C. Group C of the Wardy TV Summer Bash is coming up next on this channel. I do need a moment to set things up. I have to set up all the overlays. I have to set up all the matches. But we will be embracing a round robin group featuring Lambo, Art, Goblin, Oliveira, and Trap. This, as you can see here, is only half of the matches. This is only half, Pappy, so it's gonna be a long one. We're gonna have 8 best of 3s. I say 8, it's meant to be 10, but we have some walkovers. As you can see, we have some walkovers, which we'll be going over once I get everything ready. So, yeah, if you are unsatiated, if you want some more StarCraft, if you want some more content, then we got you covered right after this break. It's going to be a bit of a longer break, like around 10 or so minutes. Again, I do need some time to get everything ready and to set everything up. And then we will be jumping into our round robin group stage of the Wardy TV Summer Bash. Wardy should be covering the playoffs and the rest of the tournament, the remainder of the event on his channel. Did just need a little bit of help covering the group stage. So we are more than happy to oblige. We're more than happy to help out. So yeah, that's going to be coming up next year on the CranKy Ducklings. Just catching up. Just catching up. Play too scared, let the Warriors build up. Yeah, a little bit too much. Ooh. We're here with you, Papi. Ah. Today you'll be... What do you say? We got wine and chicken nuggets. Nice, nice. Rowdy. So yes, we're going to be going on a short break. The stream won't go down. It'll stay up. But we're going to be going on a 10 or so minute break here. Getting everything ready. Men 3 game series. Yeah. All good. I understood, Turtle. I understood. Oh. But, yeah, with that, I mean, we casted those matches. That was Showtime MaxPax. Was that during Kung Fu Cup? Was it during Kung Fu Cup, if I remember correctly? But yeah, we did cast that here on the channel. But yeah, for now, we're going to be going on a short break. And when we return, we will have the Summer Bash. See you soon. Huh.